Okay, continuing with cross by the defense with Cindy Anthony. Cindy had said she had no idea Zanny did not exist. Zanny, Casey, and Dora, Cindy believes, all taught Kaylee how to speak Spanish and count in Spanish. Cindy said Kaylee never really talked about Zanny. Casey would talk about Zanny's life like Zanny was a friend. Zanny's mom had a heart condition and her name was Gloria. Cindy was looking for Zanny. Since Cindy found out Kaylee was missing. Cindy never hired Dominic Casey when Dominic and Baez had a falling out. Now this is what's interesting. The question was, didn't you hire private investigator Dominic Casey? Cindy's like, no, I didn't hire him. She says when Dominic Casey and you had a falling out, Dominic Casey volunteered to continue to follow up on leads that they were getting. So it's interesting she used the word falling out, and Baez never objected to that. That's quite funny. Cindy trusted Casey because Casey never given her any reason not to believe her. At one point, Cindy told FBI that Zanny could have been Amy, Jesse, or Ricardo Morales. Now this is coming from Baez. Cindy gave a deputy a number who she believed was Zanny's number, which turned out to be another friend of Casey's. Kaylee had difficulty opening the big sliding glass door that would go out to the patio, the screen and patio, and so forth. On 6/16/08, Cindy noticed the ladder to the pool was up and gate was open. Cindy took the ladder down on 6/15/08. Casey tried to call Cindy the afternoon of 6/16. Cindy did not realize there were 6 missed calls from Casey on 6/16/08. Defense wants to play a small portion of the third 911 call. Portion was when Cindy told George Kaylee is missing, as well as the date she stated on the 911 call. And, said, well, George didn't say anything, or George didn't seem upset. We couldn't hear George upset on that tape. Asked if, which is weird because in certain, somebody pointed out in certain certain intervals of the 911, if you listen very closely, you can hear George say something to the effect of like, "What? What do you mean?" And also Cindy said that, when she was on the phone and then she was giving the phone to Casey, George wasn't real close to the phone. Baez asked if she has made money from this case. Cindy said she's lost money from this case. Cindy said she got $20,000 from selling pictures to CBS. $6,000 went to Bragg Conway. Rest she paid bills with. State redirect. Cindy provided food, primarily provided Kaylee clothes and shelter. Casey's weight has fluctuated in the past 3 years. If gate is locked, it cannot be opened from the outside, and they're talking about the backyard gate. Kaylee was unable to unlock the gate because it was too high, and George nor Cindy left the gate unlocked. The reason why Cindy trademarked Kaylee Marie Anthony's name is to prevent strangers to make money off her name. Defense recross. The car smelled like something she had never smelled before. George was physically upset and started crying when she had told him that Kaylee was missing and that Zenaida had taken her. Yes, they had a graduation party for Casey for high school. Casey was only missing like 1/4 of a credit for English. She would have graduated, just not have been able to walk. Cindy went ahead with the party. Baez again asked before Kaylee was born. Cindy said yes. Judge told defense, okay, so the state wanted to call their next witness, and their next witness is Amy Huizinga. The defense says, well, we don't have that file because she was not supposed to be called next. And Jose Baez made an excuse, well, I was working on her file this weekend in my office, and I didn't bring it back. So this is what the judge had to tell the defense. He will not stop anymore for them to get their files. He said that he had left a whole back hallway room for them to keep their files when they're there. And he says it is a secured area. So a state witness goes ahead and calls Amy Huizenga. She met Casey the New Year's going into 2008. Said Casey worked as an event coordinator at Universal. My first book is done for the case. Let's move on to book number 2. Amy Huizenga continue. Mid-May 2008, Casey talked about moving into an apartment. Casey told Amy she was getting the Anthony's home. Time frame to move in was late June 2008, early July 2008. Amy wanted to meet Cindy when they were talking about moving in together. There was a text about Casey had asked Amy if she wanted to go out the next day or next night or whatever, and she said, "My mom owes me." Casey had canceled on going out with Amy because her mom was unable to watch Kaylee, and this was several times. May 2008, Casey told Amy that she was agitated with Cindy because Cindy told Casey she was an unfit mother. Amy moved in with Ricardo because Amy wrecked her car by falling asleep. Ricardo lived close to Amy's work so she could walk. On 6/13/2008, Casey was supposed to take Amy to Jacksonville to get a car for Amy from Amy's uncle. Casey asked Amy to go to Fusion that night. On 6/13/08, Amy did not go. During June 2008, there was 3 weeks Amy did not see but spoke with Casey. June 2008, Casey got flat tires, ran out of gas twice, and bad smell coming from her car. And this is all what Casey told Amy. Casey told Amy there's definitely a dead animal plastered to her car. Casey said her dad must have ran over something. Casey told Amy in reference to her car running out of gas, she said she left it at Anscott and said Casey, hoped it doesn't get towed. Casey told Amy that there was a lot of stuff going on at home and wanted to keep Kaylee away from the drama. She said Cindy and George were going to get a divorce because George had an affair. There was many reasons why Amy could not move in, because George had work to do with it. And then Casey told Amy Cindy went back on the deal for Casey to get the house, and there was a clause that Cindy had 30 days to break the deal. Casey called Cindy crazy. Casey went to Amy's on 6/30 and stayed for about a week. When Amy invited Casey to a 4th of July party that her friend William Waters was having, Casey said she couldn't go at first because of Kaylee, and Amy told her to bring Kaylee with her. Casey said she would think about it. Casey kept saying Kaylee was at the beach with a nanny and other places, and Casey ended up going to the 4th of July party. Casey told Amy her car was in the shop, that's why she had Tony's car. Cindy picked up Amy at Florida Mall, and so Amy could go with her to show Cindy where Casey was. Casey said to Cindy that Casey and Kaylee need their space. And this was after they got back into the car. So, this is where we recess for the day. Casey, the defense will do cross in the morning with Amy Huizenga. And as Amy was leaving the stand and coming down and getting her stuff, Casey kind of gave Amy this dirty look as she was leaving. Like, how dare you tell what I said, and this, that, and the next thing. And kind of like, look, you know, like I said, I'm not no body language expert, but, I mean, it was a very dirty look. And I noticed Casey has kind of given several dirty looks to people that have testified. That's why I don't think that the defense's accusations of abuse and Kaylee drowning are going to fly, because this is just not credible, quite honestly, in my opinion. And again, like I said, it's just my opinion, but that's what it is. It's my opinion. And I don't think that they're going to have an easy time proving otherwise. That, you know, I really felt for Cindy today. I felt sorry for her. When she started breaking down crying, I hope somebody watches this that knows Cindy Anthony, because Cindy and George, my heart goes out to you. I pray for you every day. I prayed for your little granddaughter when she was missing. I understand that, you know, I don't know you, and I don't know your situation, and I don't know what your feelings are towards your daughter. But I do have to say, I believe she's guilty. In my heart of hearts, I will pray for justice to be done, because I believe full-heartedly that if she truly is not guilty, God will not let her sit in jail. God will not let her die. And I honestly believe that. So we shall see what the outcome of this is. I just want to say goodnight, YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you have a great evening. And I'll see you here tomorrow.